How's it going, guys? Well, welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to my darling's embrace. Forgive the noise, but we're back in time once again and we're doing a revamp and we're doing a bit of a surprise route here because I've decided, due to public outcry and the fact that I selfishly just want to go through it with you anyway. Don't think you can always persuade me. I always save stuff for you guys to explore on your own, but dang it, we're doing the Kurisu route. I mean, come on, we can't. We can't just skip it. It would be kind of cruel not to do it, so welcome to the Kurisu route. I think, I'm making sure I'm not going to skip anything. I believe this is the launch point where if I sent the demo now, I would be going down the Lukaku route. So we're going to just kind of pick it up from here and see what happens when we choose to not send the message or any message at all, even if I got the timing wrong here, but we're going to be doing that. So yeah, obviously it's a little loud, but I've turned it down for you, but it'll be coming back up in volume here in a second. But thank you guys so much for all your fantastic support. It's lovely having you guys be so enthusiastic about the series. So let's jump in and see what crazy shenanigans we're going to get up to with Kurisu. I mean, to be fair, Okabe Kurisu, really meant to be. It's kind of like, it's like we know that that's the right couple, like the right path, even though Paris in my heart is always the best girl, but I definitely want to see where they decide to take my darling's embrace, because unlike other games, like while we know that the two of them like fall for each other, they're always too caught up in the events that are going on around them. This might be a chance for them to for us to actually see what it's like when they're like able to be together or to start an actual relationship, or in this case, are forced to have a relationship because if you remember correctly, the watch of shocking death and destruction love forces them to like either be holding hands or being kind to one another, or else it will punish them. So let's see what happens here. Alright, so we won't have any problems. Number 12 is never created.
ちょっと岡部何してる？
いや、考えてみれば12号機も悪くないような気がしてな。
No, it's not that bad. That was the thing. It's like I was saying that number 12 didn't exist. That was like the what led me to the Lukaku route was right there. Is that I said right at the beginning of all this is like, well, if he's in the D-mail and just stop the work on 12. And so I was like, that's going to be my first pass because that was my first thought. But let's see what happens when I continue past this. In fact, with a few improvements, I kind of think that number 12 could be a decent gadget. It might even be a big hit. I can't let that chance slip through my fingers.
やはりここは12号機をはめないように言うだけでいいのではないか？
わかった。もうそれでいい。何でもいいから早くしろ。時間がない。
Yeah, now, remember, it's been a while, but I do clearly remember this still. That Mr. Braun did say before that he's going on a vacation with Nai. So, like, when they don't do this right, because they're going to turn the TV off downstairs, because in this world line, they don't know that the TV is the lifter that makes the device work. And then they're going to keep trying to do it for the next several days, and nothing's going to happen because the TV doesn't turn on. I don't know if they'll ever actually talk about that, but that's what's going on. By the way, my hair is getting bananas crazy. I literally was planning on getting it cut today, and then we had such terrible weather. I was just like, nope, I'm not going to drive on icy roads, so let's just not. Anyway, let's see here.
そうだな。
With Kurisu's support, I changed the message yet again. Do not wear number 12 for any reason. That'll do. Alright, now I have to send the message. This way we don't have to stop the gadget development. And number 12 will exist. Now, I think I have to not send any message. If I read the thing right, if I'm wrong, you won't see any of this, but I'm pretty sure I keep going through. We'll just have Kurisu make the improvements and get rid of this bizarre functions. Make it more accessible, simpler. Then it'll be fine product. And in the end, everything will work out perfectly. Honestly, the product's probably not too bad. The only thing that it needs is a outside, like, kill switch. Like, somebody external to the couple who are involved in the experiment should be able to deactivate them manually. But is there any other way? Is this truly the best choice? Shouldn't we think it over once more? Carefully? There has to be an alternatives. Ow! I've been punched in the back.
いきなり何をする？
あんたがさっきからうだうだやってるからだ。これ以上何を悩む必要があるっていうの？
I don't know, it's just insanity.
悩んでいるのではない。俺は安易な選択を避けるために冷静かつ慎重な判断を下そうとしているだけだ。
Yeah, he's got a point there. And also, remember, Kurisu, changing time, not a good idea. You've always been a stickler for not changing time, and yet now, of course, you have to, or you really, really think you need to.
ごたくはいいから早くしろ。じゃないとこのまま一晩明かすことになっちゃうだろうが。
Yep, yep.
分かっている。分かったからせかすんじゃない。
もうイライラする。
Kurisu reached out and tried to grab my phone.
何をするのだ。
あんたがグズグズしてるから私が代わりに打ってあげようってのよ。
何？
元はといえば勝手に D メールの実験をやったのが悪いのよ。だから勝手に実験自体をしないようメールしてあげる。
Oh, okay, so she's gonna try and go to the root of the problem.
待って。何もそんな根本的なところまで戻る必要はなかろう。
うっさい。そもそもの原因はそこなんでしょ。だったらそれが一番いい方法でしょうが。
Wait, she's talking about the original, like the original D-mail.
しかしだな。
いいから送れ。
She almost grabbed my phone again, so I promised to change the message in accordance with her request. Okay. Reminder D-mail reconsider D-mail experiment. This time for sure, I'm going to press the button. We don't have time to be indecisive. All I have to do is press the button. I feel like I don't remember the guide saying that there were this many steps to, like, for endings, but I think I gotta stick with not doing it. Then my D-mail experiment will never happen. We're returning to our original world line. There's nothing to be indecisive about.
何してる。早く。
分かっている。
This time I'll send it.
やっぱり貸せ。私が送る。
Kurisu tries to grab my phone again.
心配するな。今送る。
And we're out of time. I finally press the button. I'm not pressing the button, and then the world around me blurred and distorted. My reading starter activates. The world line shifts. I was pretty sure that, or it was supposed to, or not. This means that we're probably too late. You know, Okabe, you're kind of lucky that she has no means of directly hurting you without hurting herself right now. Because she's probably going to be pretty pissed. Kurisu and I looked down at our wrists in unison. We blinked several times to make sure. But no matter how many times we blink, number 12 remains affixed to our wrists. I checked the clock. 6:15 p.m. Well, our time constraints were vague and mercurial. I suppose the late is late.
ちょっと貸せ。
I like how she actually takes this like it's actually like God from our peripheral. As enraged, Kurisu snatched my phone away. She types a message. Sends it. Nothing happens. She types another. Sends it. Still nothing happens. She looks almost pathetic trying to send an email over and over again. It was too tragic a sight to keep watching, so I put my hand on her shoulder.
もうよせ。諦めろ。お前の気持ちはわかるが、これ以上やっても無駄だ。
I mean, we were very deliberate in making sure this happened. So I actually feel kind of guilty here. She turns and looks me straight in the eyes. Her face was contorted by sadness and a snarl, and she snarled out.
己のせいだろうが。
Her voice was fraught with tears.
何がこれ以上やっても無駄だよ。かっこつけちゃってアホか。そもそもあんたがさっさとメール送らないからこんなことになったんだろうが。
Oh, I do feel bad now, Edge.
待て、落ち着け。
これが落ち着いてなんていられるか。どうするつもりだこれ。
I don't know. If you hadn't made it like impossible to take off, maybe we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place.
だから落ち着けと言ってるんだ。さもないと。
An electric shock ran through the both of us.
見ろ。だから言わんこっちゃない。
そっか。つい興奮してこうなるのを忘れてた。
自分で作っておいて忘れるとはとんだ鳥頭だな。
Fetch.
何よ。
待て、だから怒るなと言っているんだ。
あんたに諭されるとは。
I almost delivered a snarky rejoinder, but I knew it would result in another shock. I swallowed my words and left the development room with the equally defeated Kurisu. Oh boy. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Aporia, pitiful grief. Okay, I think this is the right one. I mean, it seems that way.
ねえねえ、どうだった？うまくいった？
No. We're still holding hands. Let's see what the messages were. It's an experiment. Start 12 development at once. Yeah, start number 12. So she liked that one too. She also is a fan of the Luca route, apparently. We return to the main room to Mayuri's Inquisition.
マユシ、ほら、ああやって二人の手首に12号機がはまってるってことはダメだってことだったんだお。
ああ、そっか。遅かったんだね。残念。
Aww. Kinda. As if I needed more proof that Demo's failure, Daru and Mayuri's awareness of the situation made it abundantly clear, though I hardly cared at this point. I was focused on finding another solution. I recalled number 12's basic functions. Monitoring of the body temperature, blood pressure, pulse, and perspiration. Should they indicate one's user's unfaithfulness to the other, the device will administer a minor but painful electric shock. Should a user try to remove it by force, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the user get emotional due to an argument or the like, the device will administer an electric shock. Should the users move more than 1 meter away from each other, the device will administer an electric shock. I'm kind of scared of point number 1 because if the device is assuming that like they're always within like 3 meters of each other. No, 1 meter. Oh, that's 3 feet. Oh my gosh, it's so they have to be like constantly next to each other. But like the whole like the unfaithful is that meaning like it's registering like you just get aroused in general? How did it know it's not being aroused by the person you're with? Should the users hold hands, the shocks will cease. And the device will only come off once it determines that the user's feelings are as one. I won't be able to send another email until at least noon tomorrow. Meaning that for the next 18 hours, Kurisu and I are effectively joined at the hip. And I really can't imagine that we'll be able to satisfy the device's removal conditions in the process. Only because it's me and Kurisu. Oh, Okabe, you idiot. It's hard to think 18 hours stuck together will improve our relationship.
で、どうする？
Alright, Kurisu, we have 2 choices. We either just tough it out and wait till tomorrow and hope to send the email properly without a time constraint. Or we actually try and amend this situation a little bit in the meantime. I would vote for 2, but I imagine I'd get shut down.
どうすると言ってもどうしようもなかろう。
言っとくけど、私は一晩中あんたとこの状態で過ごすなんてごめんだからな。
Right. The problem is, we may not have a choice in this situation. So, okay, what would happen if something forced them apart? Like, what if someone drove by, grabbed one of them, threw them in a van, and drove off? Would they just be perpetually shocked? That would suck.
それはこっちのセリフだ。
まあまあ、二人とも落ち着いて落ち着いて。
Aw, Mayuri, you're so good for us. Mayuri put a gentle end to the argument. Just in time, too. If the words had started flying, the electricity would have, too.
何度も同じ過ちを繰り返すなんて学習能力がないんじゃないの？
What about you? Pot, meat, kettle.
やっぱりね、せっかくなのでオカリンもクリスちゃんもこれを機会に仲良くなっちゃえばいいとマユシーは思うのです。
She's got a point. She's
それ
got
が
a
できれ
brilliant
ば
point.
苦労はせんのだ。
残念だけど私も珍しく岡部に同意するわ。
本当に珍しいな。珍しいついでに意見があったということでこれが外れたりは。
Uh-huh.
そんな簡単にいくわけないでしょ、バカ。
It's like every word this woman speaks is specifically chosen to piss me off. True love. It doesn't feel like love right now. If I didn't have this thing on, I would tell her once and for all who rules this lab.
どうしてかな。 ゆしは不思議だな。
It is interesting, isn't it, Mayuri?
まゆしどうしたん？何が不思議なん？
だってまゆしはオカリンともクリスちゃんとも仲良しだよ。だったらオカリンとクリスちゃんが仲良くなってもいいはずでしょ。
It's funny because, like, there's kind of logic to that. I mean, like, usually people who hang out with each other have at least enough self-interests and to be able to, like, you know, want to bond and be able to forge those bonds properly, but they also really butt heads a lot. If it weren't the circumstances of the time machine, like, Kurisu wouldn't have given them more than a few, like, cursory visits.
いかにもマユリらしいのほほんとした意見だが、それが可能ならば人類皆兄弟、有志より常に謳われてきた平和と友愛の世界はとっくに実現されているだろうな。
Ah, that would be kind of nice.
兄弟か。まゆしとオカリンは兄弟みたいだけど兄弟じゃないから、やっぱり無理ってことかな。
Okay, sure, that line of logic works.
結果的にはそういうことになるのかしら。
Hmm.
言葉の意味はよくわからんが、結論は合ってるんがすげえ。
Anyway, back to number 12.
なんとか外す方法はないのか。
I like how they're talking about the profound, like, oh, could we potentially share, like, could we somehow use friendship to, like, solve all the world's major problems? And they're like, huh, maybe that would work. Anyway, moving on.
あったらあんなに慌てるわけないでしょ。
大体売り物にするのだから普通は安全装置をつけておくくらい考えるものではないのか。
Thank you.
だから最初から完成品じゃないと言ったろうが。
そもそもなぜこんなに頑丈に作る必要があったのだ。
できるだけ本格的にしろと言ったのはあんただ。
俺は知らん。
都合の悪い時だけ知らんふりすんな。
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's got a decent reason for it, but she's also got a point here.
知らんものは知らんと言ってるのだ。
だから二人ともそんなに怒ったらまたビリビリってなっちゃうお。
Zapped.
そもそも橋田が脅かしたからじゃない。
そもそもお前が驚かしたからだ。
ほら言わんこっちゃない。
So rough, man. This is not going to be fun. I look at the clock. It's past 7:30 p.m. How has it only been an hour?
オカリンもクリスちゃんも大丈夫？
There's a lot of interesting problems I have to deal with now, especially spur of the moment. I mean, do they go to Kurisu's apartment? That's gonna look really weird. Do they stay in the lab? There's like, are there tatami mats here or something? Because otherwise it's gonna be horrible if one's on the couch and one's on the floor. The logistics of this are actually really troubling in a lot of ways. Like, I get the idea, but like, could you imagine like actually putting yourself in the shoes of that? Like, what if you got attached to anybody who you already don't like live with all the time? Like, this could put a strain on you regardless of who you are, especially when you're not super, super close, and especially when you're like, I don't know, being attached to somebody like this whom you're like attracted to or could be attracted to or might be attracted to is going to be problematic. And it's also like, if you're not comfortable enough, like what about things like clothes or like showers? Like, are they just not gonna be able to bathe until they fix this? Probably not. Because can you imagine for a second that they would actually try and figure out a way to bathe like together? Like, no. Plus that watch would probably be really dangerous. She really didn't think this through. Putting that watch, the wristbands in water in general is probably super dangerous. Yeah, no, there's a lot of not great about this, honestly. Mayuri looks at our faces one after the other. In just over an hour, we've been shocked more times than I could count on my fingers. You'd think that would inspire me to be more careful, but I can't help but get angry when Kurisu's around.
ほんと、言い合いしたらビリビリするって、そろそろ二人とも学習した方がいいんじゃね？
Yeah, I know, right? But like, they just can't stop going at each other.
そのくらい言われなくとも分かってはいる。
分かってるんならやめりゃいいのに。
It's got a
それ
point.
でやめられたら苦労はしない。
私は岡部さえ減らず口を叩かなきゃ別に怒ったりしないんだけど。
減らず口を叩いているのはお前ではないか。
私のどこが減らず口を叩いてるってのよ。
It's both of you. It's like you don't shut up. Gosh, just be quiet, both of you.
今のが減らず口でなくてなんだというのだ。
Just like that, we're in an argument as soon as we open our mouths. But my body can't keep taking these shocks. It's only been an hour. Will we even survive until noon tomorrow?
ねえねえ、マユシーは思うんだけど、二人とも手をつなげばいいんじゃないかな。
I mean, she's got a point. Then they can argue all they want.
え？
ああ、そういえば手をつなげばビリビリは発動しないんだっけ？
I know that it's ridiculous and it's super like uncomfortable and socially like not really like kosher, especially with you two. But the thing is if you just bite the bullet and freaking hold hands, you at least can spare yourself the pain while you guys refuse to stop fighting. That's true. I just gotten over number 12's functions too. What's wrong with me? I completely missed the most obvious solution.
岡部。
Kurisu gives me her left hand. I nod slightly and offer my right. We hold each other's hands. Aww.
おお、
God, her hands are so tiny.
さっきまでいがみ合っていた同士が固い握手とか、全俺が泣いた。
Oh, you two are gonna make us break. And okay, hang on. This might be a decent picture here. It's really cute. Man, her hands are tiny.
お前は助手のくせになんでそんな大事なことを忘れているのだ。
Yeah, here they go. They're like, oh, I can finally yell.
あんたこそさっき聞いたのに忘れてるとかバカなの？死ぬの？
なんだと？
何よ？
ああ、やっぱりこうなっちゃうんだね。
ですよね。
だいたいあの時あんたが早くメールを送ってさえいればこんなことにはなってなかったのよ。
それを言うならお前が誤ってスイッチを押してしまったのがいかんのだろうが。
そもそも新作ガジェットを作ろうって言い出したのは誰だ？
Oh, sweet young love.
あの時お前がタイムトラベルの講義などしているから。
Oh, come on, Okabe. Really? You're gonna go for that?
なあまゆし、
なに
Just
誰
jamming
か
onto the music over here.
この二人いつまでこうやって言い合ってれば気が済むんかな。
Days, weeks, lifetime.
いくらビリビリさんが来ないからってちょっとやりすぎだよね。
でもさ、こうやって見てるとあれみたいじゃね？
Of what?
あ
What?
れって
A married couple?
血は喧嘩。
Yeah!
確かにそうかも。
誰が血は喧嘩よ。
そうだ、一体これのどこをどう見たら血は喧嘩に見えるというのだ。
Yeah. Me think you doth protest too much.
どこをどうって。
ね
Mayuri stared at Kurisu and Arkan joined hands.
手つないで喧嘩してるんだから、旗から見りゃ血は喧嘩にしか見えんだろ、上皇。
Yeah, but you do know that. Why are you pestering them? I guess honestly, it's kind of fun, so I totally get it.
そうは言うがこうするより他にないのだから仕方あるまい。
Yes? Mayuri abruptly raised her hand.
はいまゆし。
二人とももういい加減に喧嘩するのはやめた方がいいとマユシは思います。
I mean, yeah.
つうかさ、二人ともさっきからずっと同じこと言い合ってんじゃん。見てる方もそろそろ飽きてきたお。
It's a fair point. I'm not doing this for their entertainment. But even I'd begun to think that this war of words wouldn't lead anywhere. No, in reality, I'd realized that long ago. It was merely waiting for a chance to say so. As I looked at Kurisu, I could see worry in her face. Perhaps she felt the same.
そうだな。まあ、マユリやダルの言うことももっともだと、俺も思わなくはないが。
私も異論はない。
では、今後どちらのせいだというのは、なしにしないか。
そうね。
That would have been a great time for the two of us to shake hands if we weren't holding hands already. This probably won't put an end to our arguing on a large scale, but it seems like we have a temporary truce at least.
それで今日は二人ともどうするのかな？
That's a great question.
どうするってどういうこと？
Well, you gotta sleep. Maybe you wanna take a shower. I'm guessing that's not gonna happen.
だって確か二人とも1メートル以上離れられないんだよね。クリスちゃんはお茶の水のホテルで暮らしてるんだっけ？
Yeah. See, we're picking it up. We're picking it up.
冗談じゃない！岡部と一緒にホテルに行くなんてごめんよ！
I had the perfect retort lined up, but knowing that it would spark another argument, I managed to hold my tongue at the very last second.
それじゃあ二人ともここに泊まるってこと？
That's the line of logic too.
やむをえんがそうせざるを得ないだろうな。
クリスちゃんも？
仕方ないけど、それしか方法がないならそうするしかないわね。
Well, it's not your only option, but you said that the hotel's off the table, so this is the best bet we got. I mean, the next best thing would be to go to my parents' house, and goodness knows that's probably worse than the hotel.
そっか。
After we answered, Mayuri seemed lost in thought.
ね、二人には悪いんだけど、マユシーは帰らなきゃならないんだ。
Right.
まあそうだろうな。
ダルくんは？
僕ももうちょっとしたら帰るつもりだお。
Right.
だよね。っていうことは、もう少しでオカリンとクリスちゃん二人っきりになっちゃうけど、大丈夫かな？
I mean, do we have another choice? Do either of you want to elect to stay with us? I mean, it might, to be fair, backing up here, Kurisu would likely feel pretty uncomfortable with this, I would guess. Or at least I would be wanting to move off of that fact. Huh. Maybe we could find somebody else to stay here. Doesn't Suzuha, like, not really have anywhere to stay either? Isn't she, like, camping in the park or something? Maybe she could come here. Just kind of be a chaperone, I guess. Maybe make it less, like, frustrating and stuffy for Kurisu. I mean, they're both relatively, like, mature, so I imagine it would be fine. But, you know, sometimes it could be nice to not feel like you literally stuck alone with somebody.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right, man? That's right. I'd forgotten something very important. As it gets dark, Kurisu and I will be left alone. Which means...
それダメ！困る！
I don't know. How?
マユシーも一緒にいてあげたいのは山々なんだけどね。今日はどうしても帰らなきゃならないんだ。
Well, could they come hang out with you at your house?
そこをなんとか！
ごめんね、クリスちゃん。
そんな！
でも、もしかしたらダルくんなら頼めば残ってくれるかも。
え？橋田が？
Kurisu looks at me and Daru one after another.
岡部と橋田と私3人。
Daru, don't do what I think you're about to do. Don't even say it. I don't care what creepy thoughts are going through your head. You're gonna shut your mouth.
僕ならマキセ氏が「行っちゃダメ!」って言ってくれたらここに残ってもいいけど。
You know what? That's a lot tamer than what I thought, so we'll go with it.
誰が言うか！
心配しなくてもオカリンと二人で襲ったりしないから大丈夫だってばよ。
Dang it, no! Crap, that's exactly what I said don't do!
夜なこの変態！ っていうか、そんなこと言われてお願いって言うわけないだろうが。
You clean up your face and get out of here. She makes a good point.
ひでえな。ちょっとしたアメリカンジョークなのに。
It's not a good one though, not in this situation.
どこがアメリカンジョークだ。そもそも橋田が言うと冗談に聞こえないのよ。
Yeah, it really does. Maybe he's right about you being harsh, assistant.
まあでも冗談は置いといて。本当は僕も今日はちょっと用事があって帰らなきゃいけないんだよね。
So he's joking anyway. So useful, man. So in the end, Kurisu and I will be left here all alone, after all.
か。でも多分大丈夫だよ、クリスちゃん。こう見えてもオカリンは紳士だから変なことはしないと思うな。
Not intentionally, no. Now, fate might have other things in mind, but we'll see.
そうだよね、オカリン。
こう見えてもというのは気になるところだが、一部では辞書で紳士と引けば岡部倫太郎のことと書かれているともっぱらの評判だ。
Yeah, yeah, sure.
ほらね。
だけど紳士は紳士でも変態紳士だったりするかもなのだぜ。
Daru, please!
なおさら信用できんわ。
というか常習よ。お前、今までだって何度もここに泊まっているだろう。今さら心配することもあるまい。
あのな、どう考えてもいつもとは状況が違うでしょうが。
Fair point, she literally can't escape. Not unless she wants to suffer extreme shock and pain. Ugh, I'm just trying to tell you not to worry. Dang it!
とにかく変なことしようとしたら大声出すからな。
You do that. You go for it.
お前こそ妙なことしたら許さんからな。
Because, like, she would.
なんで私がしなきゃなんないのよ。
Actually, she kind of does, doesn't she? At least in the anime, she definitely did. What an annoying conversation. Think about it. She's just my assistant. We're only going to spend one night together. What does she think I'm gonna do? What?
だが、俺だ。何？助手が機関の手先なのではないかだと？心配するな。たとえそうだとしても、あんな尻にもうご飯の残るような女に惑わされる俺ではない。
This is stupid Mongolian spot again.
おい、何気に失礼なこと言ってないか？
もうご飯女は黙っているがいい。
Oh gosh.
もうご飯なんてないわよ。
もうまたそうやって喧嘩して。
Mayuri spoke up in a rare fit of anger. Aww.
いいですか？マユシーはそろそろ帰っちゃうけど、二人とも仲良くするんですよ。喧嘩なんかしちゃダメだからね。
I mean, how can you turn her down? She's like, yes, ma'am. Of course, ma'am. Wouldn't dream of it.
はい。
Hi. There you go. Perfect answer. Yeah.
二人ともいいお返事です。それでダラ君はどうする？
あ、僕も帰るよ。とその前にオカリン。
Yes.
なんだ？
例の新しいガジェットのために適当にラボにあるパーツとか使ってもいいよね。
Which one is that? Is that the thing that Kurisu found on the computer? I don't think I forgot about that, Daru.
ああ、もちろんだ。すべてはお前に任せる。好きにしろ。
オキドキ。
何？
Dangerous open-ended to
あん
give.
たまだこれ以上ガジェット増やすつもりなの？
当然だ。ちょっと新作を作ったからってこのラボはお前だけの力で持っているのではないということを思い知るがいい。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
誰もそんなこと思っとりゃせんわ。
はいはい。それじゃあマユシーたちは帰ります。二人とも仲良くね。
Yes, you better, or you're only gonna hate it.
一緒に魔法使いになろうなって誓ったあの日のこと忘れるなよ。
Alright, that one's great. That was a good one right there. Daru, thank you, man. Got a good smile on my face. I never agreed to that. It's after 9 p.m. Mayuri and Daru left about 5 minutes ago. In that time, the silence has only been broken by a ticking of a clock. Neither one of us has said a word. I can feel the tension in the air. I'm sure there's been situations about Kurisu and I alone in this room before. At least as far as I can remember. But I don't think anything of them at the time. Neither did she, most likely. At a glance, this is the same sort of thing. But what's with this tension in the air? So I think it's so thick I can hardly breathe. Don't tell me this is going to last until tomorrow afternoon. Just go to sleep, you guys. God grief. I don't think I'll be able to take it. The worst part about all this is the silence. So maybe if I break the silence, things will get back to normal. One word. That's all it would take to fix things. No. Maybe if you guys talked about science, like just get her talking about some of the stuff that she does for work, or I don't know, other ideas that she's had or something. I don't like to talk. There's stuff you guys like to talk about. Try and talk about that. Okay. Literally all the time to me. But what awful timing. Our words stumble over each other.
何？
あ、いや、特にこれというわけではない。そっちは。
Oh gosh, it's already so adorable.
私も特にないんだけど。
Okay. Right. Right. Silence again. Dang it, why would she start talking when she's got nothing to say? You were the same. Oh god, you idiot. No, she must have been thinking the same thing I was. But our awkward timing ruined any chance of a conversation. Something. It's gotta be something we can talk about. What did we talk about up till now anyway? Now that I think about it, it's only been about 10 days since we first met. We've talked about time travel, email experiments, and gadgets. In fact, so much of our conversation has been centered around gadgets that we haven't spent any time casual conversation with one another. Of course, discomfort will arise when we're forced in situations like this, and this awkwardness will only continue until something is done. Talk about her work! Anything. I just have to say something.
そういえば喉が渇いたな。
それにしても今日も暑いわね。
そういえば確かドクターペッパーの買い置きがあったはずだが。
The weather. They literally start talking about the weather.
なんでも今年は記録的な猛暑になるって言ってたっけ。通りで暑いはずだわ。
It's literally the weather. Like, they are a cliche as old as time itself.
いや、そういえばあれは昨日飲んでしまったのだったか。
Oh, no, really?
そういえば友達が言ってたけどアメリカもかなり暑いらしいのよね。
They're literally having two different conversations.
こんなことなら今日のうちに買ってきておけばよかったな。
それにしても温暖化の原因が二酸化炭素だっていう間違った情報はいつになったら撤回されるのかしらね。
Wait, what? Does she really believe that? I mean, it's not just carbon dioxide, there's other things too, but it's definitely a contributing factor, Kurisu. What science have you been reading?
いや、参った。
ほんと、参っちゃうわよね。
They're literally not even, they're just saying things. This is all wrong! It almost looks like we're having a conversation, but we're just rambling to ourselves. How long can we monologue like this? There's no way we can keep it up until noon tomorrow. None! And why is it so hard to come up with something to talk about all of a sudden? There's only one thing I can do in a situation like this. Oh dear, here comes Yon and Kyo in the phone. What the fuck are you doing?
どうした？さっきから態度がおかしいではないか。いつもの威勢の良さはどこへ行ったのだ、クリスティーナよ。
何よ急に。
I don't know.
お前に一つ言っておいてやろう。この法王院教魔は狂気のマッドサイエンティストであり、興味の対象は常に研究と実験、さらにはそれに伴う結果により世界の支配構造に破壊と混沌をもたらすことにある。
Oh, Okabe, come on, man, come on.
いきなり何なんだ。
つまり目下のところ俺の興味の対象は科学的思考にのみあり、女であるとか色であるとかそういうことに対する関心は極めて低いと言っているのだ。
Okay, weird direction to take this in. Why don't you talk about the science? Science is cool.
岡部ってもしかしてそっちの人？
Oh gosh.
そっちとはなんだ？
だからほらベーコンレタスっていうかブラックリストっていうかブリティッシュライブラリーっていうか。
Wait, what? What is what? No, what is she talking about? Oh, BL. Oh, I don't know how she got to that, but okay.
はあ、
Oh, because she said he
お前は
doesn't
一
need
体何を言っ
women.
ているんだ？
She's like, oh, okay. Because she's so part of her really wants to see the Luca route. She's zeroed in on it.
だからうほっとかあーとか言わせんな恥ずかしい。
Bacon, lettuce, BL. Wait, boys love?
あ、恥ずかしいのはお前だ。男と見るとカップリングだなんだと何でもかんでもくっつけたがるこの不女子のおめ。なぜ俺がダルなんぞと。
Why would Daru and I? Why?
やめろバカ。
Why?
想像しちゃっただろうが。
I know. Why would that be your first conclusion, though? Oh gosh, that's
バカはお
terrible.
前だ。想像するんじゃない今わし。
Stop imagining horrible things. Oh no, now I'm imagining it too. Just get the brain and
言っとくけ
scrub
ど
it out.
私にその趣味はないかな。
You're not into boys love or you're not into girls? What are you trying to say here?
だけどあんたってばまゆりみたいな子がそばにいるってのにただの幼馴染だって言うし、それにさっきだって。
Just what? Just what, Kurisu?
さっきだといつ俺がそんなな話をしたというのだ。
So I hear the sound, but why was the part of the line?
そうじゃなくてさ、あんたと柱が約束したっていう。
Oh, that was just stupid talk. He was joking.
約束？
ほら言ってたじゃない、一緒に魔法使いになろうって。
I'm not a drinking person, nor will I ever be, but this conversation almost makes me want to just try and forget it happened.
No!
It's brilliant.
最近はそういうのに嫌悪感を持ってる男が増えてるって聞いたけど、あれ本当なのかって思って。
Oi, there's plenty of us who were, well, I mean, there's plenty of guys who are willing to wait. I guess I can't throw myself into that. Anyway.
バカを言え。あれは誰が冗談で勝手に言ったことで、俺はそんな約束を交わした覚えはない。
どうだか。
本当だ。現に俺はバリバリの肉食系だ。チャンスさえあれば骨の髄まで喋り尽くしてやるほどのな。
Oh no, stop. Oh, Okabe, you stupid idiot. You're a sexual carnivore.
チャンスさえあれば。
That's terrifying.
あ、
Ah!
骨の髄まで。
No. No, Kurisu wordlessly slid away from me. How could this happen while I was trying to soothe our anxieties? He thinks this girl's a little too nervous. I'm really
さっきと言っ
sorry.
てること全然違う。
待て。今のは言われたから答えただけで、そういうつもりではないぞ。
肉食を自慢する男の人って。
Oh my gosh.
とにかく落ち着け。これ以上離れると。
Gosh darn it. I was interrupted by a jolt of electricity.
だから言ったではないか。
そういうことはもっと早く言えと言ってるっちゃ。
Ooh, that voice acting so good. Perhaps because she realized anger would lead to another shock, Kurisu calmed herself halfway through her sentence. The last shock must have had her feeling a little more cautious.
とにかくそこまで不安なら言っておいてやる。俺は誓って何もしない。
Yeah, good job. Good job. Bit late, but okay.
本当だ。だから安心しろ。
信用してもいいんだな。
I don't know. Yes?
アインシュタインに誓って。
Swear to Einstein. I raise my right hand as I take the oath.
わかった。そこまで言うなら信じてやる。
Aw, good.
よし、そうと決まれば、さっきのような時間を過ごしてもしょうがない。
The longer the silence and interaction continues, the slower time seems to pass. So, that's where we're going to end it for today. Just on the brink of them trying to formulate some kind of plan to spend time without trying to want to either A, kill each other, B, shock themselves to death, or C, sit in utter, horrifically, gloriously painful silence. But that's where we're going to stop, of course, because this has just been a fun adventure. Alright, I already see why you guys wanted me to do this route. It's been a joy and a half already. I can't wait to see where it goes. Oh, this is going to be glorious. Glorious indeed. I mean, I think if they just start talking about science, like, I think Okabe could genuinely be super interested in what Kurisu does at work, the kind of ideas that she has. I think Kurisu, if she gave him the opportunity, would actually love his passion and his drive, though she'd probably just want to mock all of his scientific theories, so it probably wouldn't go down super well. I hit the microphone, by the way, sorry about that. But anyway, we'll have to see what happens next time. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel, staying here, leaving likes and comments, of course, is super helpful. It's free and all that good stuff. You know, but I really appreciate just the fact that you even are here and like you spend your time watching this video. It's so important to me and so meaningful to me. And a really special, like, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you goes to the patrons of the channel who are actually helping support it directly. They've started helping fund some things like getting custom emojis, and they're going to be helping and fund some of the more fun things for things like the Discord and outreach. Thank you all so much for being a part of the channel. I'm really grateful for each and every one of you. Official lab mems, I salute you and always will. Special shout out again, I've mentioned this before, but in case you've missed it, if you are a patron or become a patron, you will have access to the patron cast. And this month I'm planning on doing a special like channel deep dive. I want to talk about some of my ideas and experimental directions I want to take things in the next few months, and I'm going to kind of bounce the ideas off of you and explain my reasoning for it, and I'd love to have your insight on that. So if you ever wanted to get a good grasp of some of the things that are happening on the channel and some of the directions I'm planning to go, and like maybe some of the new ideas that like may or may not even happen, it's your opportunity to get to see that. So I thank you guys so much for being a part of that, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of you. Hopefully you guys will leave me specific questions about the channel. I've actually posed a question to you guys in the Q&A section of the Discord, so if you're a patron, go ahead and go check it out there, and I'd love to read your responses to it. But other than that, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel and being a part of this series, and I look forward to seeing Kurisu next time and to share it with all of you. So until the next video watching me up, see me next. I'll see you there.